Most people think they see the world as it really is. They believe their opinions are based on facts and that their picture of reality is complete. But Hans Rosling would gently smile and say, "You're missing 99% of reality." He didn't say it to insult anyone. He said it to awaken curiosity. Because what we think we know about the world is often completely wrong, not by a little, but by a lot. Hans Rosling spent his life showing people that the world is not divided into two, not just rich and poor, not just developed and developing. He used data, not opinions, to reveal a third reality, progress. He showed that most people live somewhere in the middle, slowly but steadily improving their lives. Child mortality is falling, literacy is rising, and even the poorest families now have access to things that once seemed impossible. Yet, our minds are trapped in outdated images. We imagine the world as it was 50 years ago, not as it is today. He would bring up charts filled with bubbles moving across the screen, not just numbers, but stories of entire nations. As the data danced, he would laugh and say, "Look, the world is changing before your eyes." Hans Rosling believed that if we truly understood data, we would replace fear with understanding and despair with hope. He wasn't blind to the world's problems. He simply refused to ignore the progress hidden behind the headlines. When he said we're missing 99% of reality, he meant we are blinded by drama. The news shows disasters, conflicts, and crises because that's what captures attention. But reality, according to Hans, is made up of billions of quiet improvements happening every single day. Children getting vaccinated, girls going to school, families gaining electricity. These stories don't make the front page, yet they are the real story of humanity. Hans wanted us to be humble before facts. He wanted us to test our instincts against data and learn to see the world as it truly is, not as we fear it to be. His message was clear. Reality is far better than you think, but only if you're willing to look at it with curiosity, not bias. So next time you hear bad news or see a headline that makes you feel hopeless, remember Hans Rosling's voice, full of warmth and humor, reminding you, don't panic. You're just missing 99% of reality. Because when you finally see that missing 99%, you don't just discover the truth about the world, you rediscover your faith in humanity.